Welcome to the Christmas edition of Beer of the Week. Check this bad boy out. This is the 2015 collector's edition of the Big Chouffe from Brasserie Chouffe, which is in Belgium. It's a big boy, 1.5 litres worth 8% alcohol, so really getting up there again. And let's take a little bit more of a look at this bottle here. It's here's one bad boy of rock and roll. There it is. There's a gnome on the front there, and he's looks like he's had a few chouffes. And on the back, you've actually got a mural. So the mural here is in fact a picture of the gnome hanging out with, he's smiling, very happy with his beer. He's actually sucking down a few cold ones with what looks like a smiling toadstool or mushroom. And there is a laughing mouse also hanging out over here, having a beer as well. So they've actually had a few tubes here, because there they are. So that's the Big Chouffe. It is one big beer. What does it say? It says consumed by 2017. Well, you know, we might need to stress it out to 2018 or 2019, given the size of this fella here. Righty-ho. Well, the other thing about that is, think about that mural, where's Santa? Given it's the Big Chouffe and it's the Christmas edition. I mean, Santa's not in the picture. Maybe he's taken off for a Tosca or something like that. Okay, let's give the bottle a bit of a rub. I mean, you'd almost need to use 2 hands here and hope a genie comes out, or Santa or something, who knows. Maybe one of his helpers, or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I don't know exactly. We'll open her up. There it is, the Big Chouffe. Obviously no cork on the Big Chouffe, just the standard cap there. And there's a little bit of effervescence coming up there, but there doesn't appear to be any reindeers, Santa's helpers, or particularly genies appearing at this point in time. So we'll just move on, and I guess it's another one that just hasn't worked out that way. Okay, let's pour it out, the Big Chouffe. I'll hold it like that, and there we go. This is when the old wrist curls from the gym come in pretty handy, although I haven't done them in years. Although that is a very, very decent head there. That's a very serious head. It's a very amber colour, isn't it, that beer? Let's have a look on the ingredients here. It's got water, barley, malt, hops, yeast, sugar, and get this! This beer, believe it or not, has got coriander in it. Coriander. I don't think I've ever had a beer that's had coriander in it. That is fantastic. Coriander. So I think the last beer we had vitamin C, ascorbic acid, and now, so that was looking after our vitamins, and now we're getting our daily dose of herbs and things here. This is fantastic. So there we go. Amber, very beautiful amber colour there. A very nice amber, deep, very rich, deep amber colour. And let's have a smell of it. Oh, the Big Chouffe. I've never had this one before, but I am seriously looking forward to this. That absolutely smells fantastic. So let's give it a taste. Yeah, does not disappoint. Does not disappoint. That is an absolutely fantastic beer. Very, very enjoyable. Certainly the 8%, you can, have the sense that there is a fairly high alcohol content in this beer, but certainly not overwhelming the taste at all. It's got a beautiful, rich, can't say I can definitely taste the coriander, but there is definitely possibly some sort of a herbal note to it. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's really the malt, I guess, that I'm really got up front there. But it's got it's bitter, but it's also got that that sweetness as well. Very, very, very fine beer, this one. The striking thing about this beer as well, and I can't highly recommend this enough with drinking beer in large wine glasses, because just having that much larger opening of the glass really brings out a lot of the aroma of a beer that a beer glass often doesn't if it's quite a narrow neck beer glass. But when I put that up to my mouth, you really get the olfactory nerve working there, and it is really very nice beer. And the finish, so the taste, I'd almost argue, I think one of the beers, the last beer perhaps had orange peel in it. I'd almost argue there is a shade of orange in this beer, as it turns out. It just does have that sort of sense, but yeah, really the malt and the hops there, and there is definitely a herbal note, and that's obviously the coriander. Okay, the finish, again, there's no unpleasant aftertaste at all. If anything, it finishes on almost a sweet note, this beer. So we're comparing it to Pam, the Pat and Cam homebrew, which got a 10 obviously. Could have almost given it 11 and gone one louder. That homebrew, it was so good. This beer, I mean, I've absolutely loved this beer. I'm actually going to give this an 8.5, and that is, so it's only 1.5 points away from the Nectar of the Gods. So that is a fantastic score from the big Chouffe there. And let's face it, I've only just opened this beer, so it's not as though I've been sort of influenced by drinking 3/4 of the bottle and then giving it 8.5. I'm giving it 8.5 right up front. Goodness knows what's going to happen if I actually finish the bottle. So anyway, Merry Christmas, a very enjoyable beer, the big Chouffe there from Belgium. If you get a chance to have a taste of this one, and particularly with all the artwork and so on, you know, let's face it, you're basically having a beer with a smiling toadstool. That's got to be a great thing on Christmas, if you ask me. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I look forward to catching up with you again next week. Au revoir.